I'm doing well. Getting this day started. I'm actually here in New York, starting rehearsals for this
Yeah,
musical that I'm doing.
I just posted about it.
Oh,
So
really? Oh, great. Well,
yeah,
thank you for posting about it.
it sounds very interesting. And this will be your third time reprising that role?
Third time reprising the role, correct. First time in New York. We're finally hitting the New York stage, so the journey continues.
I'm very excited about that. But we're here about RoboGobo. So
From one
congratulations.
musical to another.
Right. In general, what just attracted you to voice the father in this role?
Well, I would say I really was attracted to the idea of a young protagonist who looked like me, who looked like my son, having that image out there of a young black boy who was a leader, who was passionate, who was understanding, who was empathetic, and who was trying to navigate just that stage of life. I thought was something that I wanted to be a part of. The idea that he would gather rescued pets and say, okay, you are rescued pets, but we're going to go out there and now rescue other pets. I just love the idea of that because
Right.
in life we say, you know when you are given an opportunity, make sure you turn around and create opportunities for others, and that's what these pets are doing. So in general, just the idea of that was why I wanted to be a part of it.
It's so interesting. Every time I watch like an animated show with my niece, and the characters look like her, I like it like heals my inner child that I didn't know needed healing.
Right.
Like, and then this goes to my question. We see our images and things, but I feel like the older you are, we didn't see it young. And I'm always curious on how it would have shaped my life just a little bit different had I seen that growing up, right? So my question is, one, has your son seen the show yet?
He has not seen the show yet. He is not.
Okay.
He's now starting to age out of it just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But he has not seen the show yet. He was, at the age that he was in preschool when I was
Oh, do this.
recording the series, and he loved the idea of it. But at this point,
Yes.
he's starting to age out of it just a little bit.
Yeah, so well, just in general, do you feel like it heals your inner child just a little bit when you're able to be a part of this and seeing more representation like this for the younger generation?
It does. I mean, for me, I'm would venture to say I'm a little bit older than you are.
Yes.
Probably a lot older than you are. It was the same situation where I did not see myself reflected. But I think there's power in that. As
Yeah,
adults, I think there's power in seeing yourself reflected, and even as children, even more so because that's when the seeds are being planted of possibility, of
yeah,
opportunity, of dreaming of things that are possible. And I think the idea now that to have that out there, that people can see themselves, someone who looks like me can see themselves, a child can see themselves in Dax. I think it's a beautiful thing, and it is my hope that it would inspire people to realize that, to imagine that I can be a superhero too. I don't need to fit a certain box to
yeah,
be a superhero. And I love the idea that, that there's limb difference within the show. We cover disabilities and all that kind of stuff too, because it's important for people to realize I don't need to be just like Superman per se, or whoever, to be considered a superhero. I can be me, and there's
yeah,
superheroes inside of me. And that, I think, is a very powerful seed to plant into the minds of young lives.
yeah. Did you bring any like of your own personal lived experience as a father into this role?
Well, it definitely helped me relate to the character having a young child, because you understand the how things can happen, how they can try to be of help, and it doesn't always go right. You can understand the emotions that that a young child is tackling as they're going through life's journey. And also, it helped me to reflect back on my own childhood with my father. Even though I'm playing a different, like I'm playing the father position, going
Right.
back and just remembering things that I did as
Right.
a child, the things that were made us, that I look back on and laugh, the challenges of the time and everything in between. Reflect on your own journey as you are looking to use art as a form of expression. It helps to impact the work that you do.
I never actually looked at it like that, where it's like now that you playing a animated character and you interacting with your child on the show makes you look at situations that either you were in or your child's in and see it differently. So it's I never actually took it like that, but like that's actually enlightening, to see it that way. So you've played a father more than once on the screen. What
Mhm.
is when it comes to Black
I'm
father?
like, where's time gone by? Like, what's happening here? I'm playing all these fathers. What's
Right.
I'm grateful though. I'm grateful to continue on the journey.
It's sort of like you grew up. You've played every like age group to play, right? Because you started younger and then you were on Psych for a very long time, and now you've played multiple fathers now.
Mhm.
So it's very interesting to see, and also congratulations for the longevity, right? When it comes to the depiction of fatherhood, what is something that you want to see more of?
Uh, Off the top of my head, what I want to see more of is my existence.
Mm,
I think the idea that there are fathers who look like me, the
yeah,
idea that we are engaged, that we are connected, that we are there. That's what I do appreciate about playing fathers, because so much of the narrative is how we create and then disappear.
yeah,
And that's not reflective of my reality. It's not reflective of so many of the Black men who I know. And it's definitely not reflective of the fathers who I know.
yeah.
Most of the fathers, I mean, the fathers that I know are there and are engaged. So I love the idea of putting that out there, because the beautiful thing about television, or the medium of television, is that it does affect people. It does uh, challenge people to think a certain way. It does you know uh, it allows space for people to see beyond themselves.
Yeah.
So the idea of playing fathers on television, I'm thankful for this stage of my life, and look forward to. I'm not rushing to get there, but I look forward to the time that I get a chance to play a grandfather as well.
Now you've done, so many mediums, right? You've done theater, TV, movies. What would people be surprised that challenges you still creatively?
I think every time I start a new character, that there are nerves. I'm nervous about taking on a role. I think that might be surprising for people,
Yeah.
because they would think like, you've been doing this for so long, like you should just be able
Yeah.
to. But every role that I take, even roles that I've stepped into before, but I'm now stepping back into, or as seasons go on of a series, every time there's a new episode, I'm always a little nervous about tackling the material
Really?
that is in front of me. I think it's just the desire to bring truth to the words, the desire to keep challenging myself to grow. What I did love about, you know, RoboGobo, was the idea of stepping more into the voice world and singing songs for an animated show, and doing more of that. Like, that was something that I've done, but I've not done a lot of. And I enjoyed the challenge of that. So I think that would be something that would be surprising for people. The idea that I still get, I guess, the emotional jitters when I'm starting something new.
That's interesting. I say that because I feel like it's because you haven't gotten comfortable. You never get comfortable in the roles. You're still challenging yourself. Because I feel
Right.
like if you're not nervous, then that just means that it's like another day.
I
But
can
when
do it. I
you're
can do it. It's no big deal.
yeah,
And I'm not. And for me, at that point, I'm not passionate about it. I think it's
yeah.
important to be. If you are an artist, it's important to be passionate about what you are doing. Years ago, Jimmy Slide, this phenomenal tap dancer, great tap dancer, is now passed on. He talked about being the journey of a tap dancer, and talked about being considered a tap master. He said,
Mm,
people will call me a tap master, but you can never be a master of tap. Now, I've been dancing for over 50 years at the time that I've spoken to him. And he said, every time I put on my tap shoes, I learn something new. Every time I put on my tap shoes, I reach a little further. Every time I put on my tap shoes, I grow. The day I put on my tap shoes and I stop growing, I stop reaching, I stop learning, is the day I should stop being a tap dancer.
mm.
And it was really mind opening to me, because I was like, man, like, you're Jimmy Slide. I mean, I mean, you slide. You're supposed to, in my mind, know it all. But the idea that you could be 50 years into an art form, into your craft, and still be leaning in, still be growing, still be reaching, that stayed with me. And that's how I try to be as an actor, and any art form, actor, dancer, singer, is keep growing, keep reaching. I mean, I now have been doing professionally, I've been performing for 40 years now. And it's like, no, I still don't got it. I'm still reaching. I'm still trying to learn. I'm still trying to go. There's still deeper that I can go creatively, and even in terms of the type of work that I do. Uh, let's keep on reaching. Let's try it. Sure. That's the approach I try to have. Let's go for it. Sure. Let's try it. Why not? You know, because that's what I think, that's how you have impact with the work that you do. That's how you affect people. And with this show especially, I just love the idea of being a part of this show with this cast, telling this story in a powerful story in a different way, in a different medium, through this animated series of a young boy, a young black boy who has a limb difference, but who is a superhero in his own right, who is working with pets who were discarded, who
Yeah.
actually, the discarded ones are the ones who are making the world a better place, who are making Metro Pet Island a better place. I love the idea of being a part of that, and being a father who is there supporting his child in his vision and what he wants to do. Because oftentimes as parents, we try to tell children what we want them to do. I love
Yeah.
the idea that Dr. Vaughn supports Dax in what he wants to do. And you can see the results of that on the screen.
Do you think it's made you a better father?
Uh, I would say anytime that I get a chance to play a father, it makes me a better father because it allows me to reflect on the job that I'm doing and
Mm.
the journey that I'm taking with my children, with my daughter and my son. So yes, I think life influences art, but I think also art influences life, because you have to be reflective in any character that you play. So I'm definitely have been reflective in Dr. Vaughn and seeing, okay, oh, I see how he's doing that. Do I agree with how he's doing it? Do I not agree? Can I learn something from it? Maybe I'll try that. You know, I've not yet to start singing the song yet, though, to my children when I've not done that.
Is there a project that you like decided to pass on that you regret?
Ooh, uh, I would say no. That would be surprising for people. It's not that roles are coming left and right that I'm like having to bob and weave roles that come my way. So there's very two. There's not been a lot of roles that I've passed on, that I've
Mhm.
turned around. I mean, I've passed on a good number of roles, but I have to say there's not been roles that have come my way that I'm like, ooh, I should have done that. So far, thankfully, I feel that it has worked out with the roles that I've passed on, to be like, you know what? No, I was
Yeah.
I was okay not doing that. I'm okay that somebody else got a chance to do that.
And you've done a lot, right? You've done
Thankfully, I have. Thankfully, I
yeah.
have.
And
I've been blessed with this opportunity to, and there's, and here's the thing. I don't take it as, I mean, is it reflective of, somewhat reflective of the talent that I've been blessed with? Yes. Is it reflective of somewhat of the focus and determination? Yes. But it's not, that's not the total picture. I mean, there are people who are way more talented than I am, better actors, better singers, better dancers. Uh, there are people who are way more passionate and focused and determined to keep grinding and keep honing their craft. They just have not yet received the opportunities that I have. So I'm very thankful that I have received the opportunities that I have. I mean, I first got propelled into this show business thing at the age of 10 because the tap dance kid came looking for kids who could sing and dance at my dance school. I was just going to dance school in East Orange, New Jersey, being around my cousins, you know. They came and they said, you know what? We think you have something. It wasn't that I crafted this plan when I was 9 years old, like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm very aware that the opportunities that it's a blessing that I have, and I try to honor the gift that I've been given, and hopefully do my job, run my race well enough so that I create space for somebody else to be able to run their race in their tomorrow.
Oh, I love this. I love all of this. It's so interesting. I saw you in Stick Fly,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
years.
all right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my friend was a costume assistant to Reggie Ray. And
Oh,
so
okay.
we saw it. And so it's so interesting because I've been just
Who was
uh
your friend?
Sankara.
Oh, of course, I know Sankara. Come on now.
Yeah, I literally just talked to her yesterday. That's
Give her
like
my love. I haven't spoken to her in so long, man. Please give
yeah,
her my love.
we both went to Howard together.
That's
So
right. Yep. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's interesting that like I've been, following your career and you've done a lot, right? But is there a role or a project that is still on your bucket list?
Ooh, I think I mean I guess the canned answer that I always say is the next one.
Yeah.
What the next one is, I would love to be able to get dance on screen more, like to be able to tap dance on screen, but it's like that is at the top of what I would like to do, especially on film. That's something
Mm.
I really, really would like to do. And I think it's because just I know that I follow in the footsteps of Gregory Hines and Harold Nicholas. And that would be like, okay, I've done my part now, y'all. You know what I mean? Greg, okay, there we go. So that's something I really would like to do. And then in general, I would like to step more into film.
Mm.
I've done film, but I've not done film at the same pace as I have with television and theater. So that's the space that I would really love to be able to take more swings and get more opportunities to explore.
Ah, I love that. Thank you so much. I've taken a lot of your time, but I really
My
appreciate the
pleasure.
conversation.
My pleasure. Same here. I really enjoyed it myself.